Well, you know us as Joe
And Shane,
because we are
the Gold Guys.
How much money would you give a stranger in need? And what if that stranger was giving you an offer that you obviously couldn't refuse? One that would earn you quite a tidy sum. It's a win-win, isn't it? It's a story I've heard time and time again, and here's how it plays out. You pull up to a gas station, casino, or parking lot. A well-dressed man approaches you. He's lost his credit card and he needs gas money to get to California, Texas, or Florida. Way too far to get on just one gas tank for an urgent funeral, a wedding, or to escape ICE. He gestures towards his car, a nice high-end SUV with his family sitting inside, and they're all bawling their eyes out. Of course, he's not expecting you to give him cash for free. He'll sell you one of his many nice, heavy rings or necklaces, all stamped 18 karat. And because you'd really be helping him out by buying one of these off him, he'll give you a great deal. He drops one of the massive rings into your hand, and it has some nice weight to it. And sure enough, you can see the 18 karat stamp along the inside. You don't have cash on you, but he tells you where a nearby ATM is. You go get a couple $100 and buy something. Maybe one ring, maybe a few rings, and a few necklaces. He thanks you profusely, and you both drive off, happy as can be. You make your way to the nearest precious metal dealer ready to cash in, when we break the news to you that sadly, you got scammed. And guess what? You're not the first, you're probably the third person this week. The scammer is long gone. In fact, this guy and his family have been scamming people in the Minnesota Twin Cities area for at least the last 10 years. They tend to target men in their 20s to 30s, but I've seen a few in their 40s and 50s that fall for it. The jewelry has a very distinct look to it, to the point that many of us here, the Gold Guys, can immediately recognize it when someone was walking to the store carrying it in their hands. The rings are often a large signet-style ring with a small 18 karat stamp along the upper inside of the main design of the ring, where most rings usually have the stamp along the band portion. They also have a brassish or yellowish color to them, not quite the gold color you would normally see. The chains, on the other hand, usually have a sort of Cuban curb-style link to it, with a dotted dithering effect across them. They also tend to have an 18 karat stamp in big font across the clasp. Half the time, these rings and chains are magnetic, and half the time they aren't. So aside from recognizing the jewelry as fake, how can you avoid falling for scams like this? First, don't buy gold from people in parking lots. Second, don't buy gold from people in parking lots. Third, don't buy gold from people in parking lots. If you're going to buy gold or jewelry, then go to a reputable dealer, pawn shop, etc., somewhere that you can verify what you're buying is actually real. And if you're absolutely convinced that the person you're talking to is in need of help, then consider offering to fill up their gas tank or something similar. Just don't give them cash. One of my least favorite parts of this job is telling people when they get scammed, and sadly, it's a fairly common occurrence. So stay safe out there, keep your eyes out, and be careful with your generosity, because you don't always know who's for real and who isn't.